let's back up and reconsider, and let's do this publicly and say we were acting based on the information that we had initially. That information appears to be faulty, and here's how we move forward while protecting civil liberties, while protecting what essentially this country is founded on, which is a very agreed upon amount of freedom.
Yeah.
That we respect and appreciate.
Absolutely.
Very wise words from Joe. Hey, what's up, guys? Emmanuel from Kuya Adventures again. Okay, so my previous video. Oh, geez, I wish I could scrap it, but I've got a kind of rule that I don't scrap videos like that because I learned a lot from them. And after reviewing, excuse me, after reviewing my videos, I've noticed I'm doing exactly the same thing I was doing in Bradbury, in my old place. You know, I'm just sort of like, also with talks from a very good friend. He said that I'm doing myself injustice by not going through my gear properly and explaining what I do with things, or even just like talking about things like an update so far. Okay, so besides the coughing, I'm doing pretty well health-wise. I'm getting much stronger. I noticed my pace for walking is much quicker now, and I'm not so out of breath anymore. So my heart, the weak part of my heart is strengthening. Okay, the abdominal problems I had pretty much gone, as long as I don't drink Coke and stuff like that. But all in all, I am getting much stronger, much quicker than I thought. Okay, so like sooner or later I'll be out there again. So my last video, I sort of just like put a kit together over a couple of weeks, and you know, as long as it fit the 7 priorities, that was it. And that's just wrong. That's like a violation with survival studies, right? Because you always got to be like challenging yourself, testing things, and just understanding that survival is it's not supposed to be fun, man. You know. Anyway, so like my trick was trying to get a winter pack inside a 35-liter pack. You know, my SR20 by High Range Outdoors. I love that bag, and because of all the molly, there's just like unlimited things you could do with it. But I was given a freaking awesome camping pack, Black Wolf pack, and I thought that was the pack to use, but I see better now. So anyway, under that silver Black Wolf rain bag cover is my SR20, alright? And it's got everything I need to complete my exit strategy for survival of nomadic survival, right? Okay, so it's not heavy at all. Like this is a surprising thing. Yesterday I was thinking it was impossible to get a lighter, you know? But that's what I'm thinking last night and this morning, today, and good talks with a very good friend of mine named Al. And yeah, he inspired me to step it up, right? So, like before, like in my old channel, right? Lots of good, cool gear, but everything in this pack does exactly the same thing. Okay, so this is my inch bag, alright? So just keep that in mind. This is not me coming back to the house to get more supplies and living again. This is my inch bag. This is what I survive with, and keep moving around. I'm surviving, right? And that's my weapons bag, I guess you could say, or my bow bag. It's got a 70-pound recurve bow. Oh shit! That's what I do. You see, I sort of just skimmed past it. I should just bloody show you. Okay. I'm hoping this video is not too long. I'm used to doing iPhone videos, and I'm using an Android now, and I'm just not confident about the camera capabilities. Okay, so that's my bow kit. It's also got a pipe blade there, so a very good spear for acquiring food. Without the knife, it's good for dispatching fish, and it's also a very good weapon, very fast, rapid-firing weapon, right? So I've got my 70-pound warbow, Asiatic warbow, and 18 arrows with broadheads. Okay, never used these kind of broadheads before, but I'm assuming that they'll do the job. Yeah, and they're wooden arrows, mainly for the reason that I'm aware of a technique called the Tong A. It's a Korean bow technique where they add a guide to the string and the bow, and they shoot arrows half the size of those ones, right? So basically they did it so that the enemy couldn't shoot arrows back at them. And the science behind it is that the shorter arrows are much more accurate and have a higher ballistic power, I guess you could say. They're very powerful, much more than the long straight ones, surprisingly. That's what I saw in the video anyway. From a good source too. I can't remember his name, but he wears glasses and that anyway. So there's a fishing rod in there as well, a 6-foot telescopic fishing rod. And up there on my bed, I've got my big blade, which is kind of like a big parang, right? Like a big jungle knife, but it's two-handed, and then it also makes it out to be like a Chinese war sword too. So, but I love it. I've used it. I've cut down big logs with it, and the steel seems to be good too, but I don't know what it is. I'm guessing it's a spring steel. Yeah. Okay, so the other blade I have is, this was gifted to me by Al too. He's been like a Santa Claus. He's a good bloke, man. Like, geez, he knows my story. He took it for what it's worth. Like, I lost everything, right? Yeah. It's a mossy what? Mossy oak. Oh, okay, mossy oak. So, good multi-folder. Not the tools I want in comparison to the Wenger Ranger 90, but yeah, good, works good. As a utility knife, and then I've got one of those army knives. Right. That's deadly. Jeez, straight up. Okay, so that's the knives done. Right. Okay, so to the pack, I've stolen the Black Wolf Rain bag cover off the Black Wolf, and I'm using it for this pack, which is good because the SR20 is a fantastic pack. Excellent for search and rescue, day hikes, day camps and stuff like that, but it's not 100% waterproof. I think it's just the material, to be honest with you. Okay, so down here, I can also put like my jacket in there, in these cavities here when I'm walking, or anything I collect, like wild edibles or medicinal plants and stuff like that. I can put in those gaps without taking my pack off. Alright, so I've done some pretty out of the box things here with this pack, and I'm hoping this video doesn't go too long. It's nearly 10 minutes already. Okay, so I've got one of these exercise mats, I think that's what they're called, yeah. And I've cut a quarter off it to make it a 3/4 mat. Okay, so lost some grams there. The tent, it's a 2-man tent from Kmart, $14, right? So what I've done is I've taken out the pegs, put them aside because I can use sticks, right? Yeah, simple stuff. But the poles I've also removed from the bag, because when I was homeless I actually worked out a way to erect the tent without poles, just using string and a bit of geometry, I guess you could say. So that's that. And then I've gone back to the, sorry, I didn't go back to it. I was opting to go for the camping sleeping bag, but I've chosen to go back with the army pack because it's more efficient, it's lighter, and it probably keeps me just as warm. But the other one's all fluffy and stuff, you know, yummy. So, just a simple quick release knot. Okay. And I've got just this one long piece of paracord holding all this stuff at the on the bag. Okay. The only thing I'm missing right now is a water bottle, and I'm not quite sure what to do. I was thinking like leaving the house on exit day, and just grabbing whatever plastic bottles I can get. But if I can get a bottle that's big enough, like, I don't know, 2.5 liters, 3 liters, stainless steel, that'd be better. Okay, so you don't have to you don't have to unloop it all, right? You just sort of like loosen part by part sort of thing. Okay, so that's the army sleeping bag, right? It's not real heavy either, so I guess that's why I felt the need to swap it again. So there's my exercise mat. I've got a fleece throw down blanket, throw over blanket, yeah, and then the tent, right? And that's all on the outside. Okay, the tent is important to me because I understand, you know, like tarp versus tent. Tarp's more manlier than a tent, but like I think a tent is smarter than a tarp, simply because it creates a microclimate, which is exactly what you want, right? And it protects you from bugs and snakes. Okay, so that's the science behind me and using tents. Like $14, man, jeez, big deal, right? Okay, so top pack, boonie hat, pad and pen. Right, so I've got a 1.6 litre. This is a bag for like just whatever I collect. I can keep it airtight if I need to, like punk wood or something. 1.6 litre billy. Inside I got some beef rub. I've got a rag for filtering the water before putting it in the billy to boil. Right. I've got an alcohol stove, otherwise known as a penny stove. I've got a frame to keep the pots above the coals, and that's pretty much my cooking kit, right? Do that later. Alright, so in the pack, some gloves. Big fan of them. Okay, so I've got some vitamin C, alright? Now, I think if I make it to next winter, that will be ideal, okay? Okay, so I've got a bottle of alcohol, alright? That's quite a few fires. That's probably about 6 hours of cooking, probably more, right? Okay. So I've shown you my signaling bag, right? I had 9 charges, so that was like 2 big battery banks and 1 small one. No longer, just 1 battery bank now. I have to get used to looking at the phone, looking for what I want to know from the phone, and then turning it off. Okay, and then I'll be fine. And then I'm going to have my backup plan. You don't have a plan. If you don't have a backup plan, I've got some caches that I'm going to stash around the Georges River. Okay, and some have battery banks, some have food, medical items, knives and stuff like that. But that's a backup. Got my medicine bag, right? I'm on quite a bit of medication. Okay, so in this bag, which I should open. Okay, so I call this a miscellaneous bag. It's got like fire items in it. It's got medical items in it, and just knickknacks that are handy to have. Okay. Okay, so rubber bands, yeah, speak for itself. Now these are exercise bands, latex, like good quality latex. Right, the gold band is the standard draw weight, I guess you could say, and the blue one is the much more stronger draw weight. Now, can you imagine what I can do with 3 arrows, that pipe from the pipe blade, and these? Yeah, you get my drift? Okay, so got some foil. Now foil, basically the foil is just like reflective surface for signaling aircraft, but I don't think I'll be in that situation. But if I need to signal 50 k's, 100 k's out there, I can do it. All right, with the sun, of course. Okay, so I've got some emergency toilet paper, marker pen to mark leaves when I'm going really, really off trail. This is sanitizer, so you got that extra boost for tinder, you know. It's very good tinder. A brand new bottle of betadine. So like with my wounds and that, I cut myself, then I flushed out with my water, and then I apply the betadine to it, and then I blow the shit out of it. And what it does is it creates an artificial scab. Alright, so there's no need for band-aids. Okay, that's my trick. Kuya Adventures, trademark. 3 Bic lighters, pair of scissors, 4th Bic lighter. I think it's 24 Vaseline cotton balls. Right, so that's pretty, for me that's a surefire. I know, like I even invented one. You know, like they've got these super powerful fire starters, man. If you can't get a fire starter with a cotton ball and Vaseline, you shouldn't be out there. Seriously. Okay, so rant over. Okay, so I've got a food bag as well. Now I was gonna take this. I was gonna take these Skyflakes crackers, right? 32 of them. Gonna put them in the bottom of the bag, but I thought no, it didn't sit well with me. So what I have here is some Skyflakes too, but I've got an egg and some crab and corn soup. I've got some flavoring, seasoning, tea and coffee, and some biscuits with some meat pate and some sardines. 1 can each. Right. So for me, I calculate that to be about 3 days worth of food, maybe 4 days worth of food, and I'm eating good, right? But the point is that I'm building calories so I can hunt. Okay, because I only need 1 deer, and then I can preserve it and have a ton of jerky. Alright, so at the bottom of the bag, very bottom of the bag, socks and undies, spare socks and undies. Now I've got the tarp too, right? So yeah, keep in mind there's no poles with my tent. So it's a bit tricky to have a tarp on top of the tent while you have to erect the poleless tent. But I guess that'll be the fun part for me because I didn't quite work it out when I was homeless. So yeah, that's my kit, right? I think that's all the way right through it. Yeah, and it weighs, geez, it'd be lucky to weigh 10 kilos to be honest with you. Right, and that's an inch bag. I'm never coming home bag. Right? In regard to navigation, of course, I have maps on my phone. But I also use the sun. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. I mean, that's really simple stuff they teach in schools overseas, right? I also know how to navigate using a stick and 2 stones to find north. I can also find north using my watch, digital or analog, right? Like, not many people know how I do it with digital, and I guess I'll reveal it again. I'll reveal it again. So finding north with a digital watch, right? So someone remind me about that. But anyway, that's my kit, guys. I've got to 18 minutes now. Of course, my EDC would be my phone, my keys, lighter. I'm hoping not cigarettes, man. But anyway, I might have cigarettes with me as well. Multi-tool. So I'm going by the teachings, or should I say, I'm going by excuse me. I'm going by the lessons of John McDowell Stewart, right? If you don't know who he is, he's the guy that founded the Stewart Highway that goes all the way through the middle of our country. Now, he was only able to do it because he was light and he was fast, okay? And with the Aboriginals' help too. Alright guys, I'll catch you later. I hope that's a better prepping video. Adios.